In the United States, there are more than 500,000 children at any given moment living with foster families or in facilities other than with their own parents. These are children who, through no fault of their own, were directed by the family courts to be moved to alternate placements to secure their safety and well-being. In most cases, these kids will return to their own families when problems such as violence and substance abuse have been mitigated. Most of the rest will grow up safely with relatives, and many others will be adopted by families who enjoy nurturing children and assuring them a bright future. Every year, however, about 25,000 youth in America turn 18 and leave the foster care system without a firm family connection. Let's meet a few of these kids from right here in Central Florida.
There's not a focus on their education. There's not a focus on their future. It's more, okay, how can we get these kids to be 18 and then we can just dump them? Because that's what's going to happen. That's what happened to me. When I turned 18, I was dumped. And I did it all on my own.
Became a ward of the court about 13 years old, and so I was bounced around from group homes, and I probably went to about 18 different schools growing up, from high schools to middle schools, and so yeah, I never stayed anywhere, and that was really, really hard.
Basically, after foster care, you basically kind of like turned out on your own. I mean, yeah, we get like a check every month, but we still have to find ourselves somewhere to stay, so.
It was really difficult for me to find an apartment because my credit right now isn't also great, and my first apartment that I applied for, it got denied because of my credit history.
Being that both my parents are drug addicts, you learn to fend for yourself, and you don't learn anything. And when I started going to independent living classes, I learned how to take care of budgeting and banking accounts and school and tuition. And without independent living, I wouldn't have learned any of that stuff on my own.
The statistics for youth who age out of foster care with little or no family support are very poor. Many end up homeless or get into trouble, leading to incarceration. Young women often become pregnant, and the pattern of instability begins for yet another child. The cost to the community of dismissing these youth to no one but themselves is enormous in both human and financial terms. At Kids Central, we are deeply concerned about the ongoing welfare of these youth because we know that even young people with stable, healthy families still need support and guidance.
Just as with our own children, kids don't hit a magical independence, maturity, ready to move on at age 18. It just doesn't happen by their birthday. We all know that, and so we know at Kids Central that as a child, achieves 17, 18, 19, they need continued support. So we don't send them out from our system at 18 on their own, but continue to support them just as our own children. They need help through young adulthood.
Currently, there are 366 youth in foster care that are ages 13, between the age of 13 and 17 years old, which are in the independent living program. What we do with those youth, we help them make a transition plan a permanency plan once they turn 18, what their plans will be as far as school, where they're going to live, who they're going to live with, set up to make sure they have appropriate funding once they turn 18. And we just put services in place to help them as they grow up.
We have been fortunate enough to be given a gift of land in Brooksville in Hernando County. There is a need for us and these children to build an apartment building. We'd like to build a 10-unit building with 2 bedrooms in each unit so that 20 children could live there, as well as have an apartment for a couple that would be there to mentor and guide these children. Kids Central is currently in the process of raising funds to build this facility. We cannot use any state or federal money that we receive, so everything used to go into that building will have to be funds obtained from foundations or private donors.
This is why we are coming back to you, the citizens of our 5-county social service district, to ask for your support. Your donation of time, materials, and money will make this critically needed facility a reality. We've got some great young people who need a stable influence in their lives. And the rewards for seeing these kids succeed are immeasurable.
I do think it's a good idea to have apartments built on the land because, you know, me having the issues I did, I was moving from friend's house to friend's house because I had no place to go.
I believe that kids in independent living need help getting a vehicle. That can be a starter because getting a vehicle is really hard because not very many foster parents want to sign.
Furniture, food, dishes, rugs, mat, anything that like we can use.
Or even if the community could chip in and get 50 gas cards, you know, and just, you know, distribute them amongst the kids to help with transportation to and from work, you know, going grocery shopping, things like that.
Well, this past spring, I made the dean's list at CFCC. I mean, when you have this one chance, this is like my one chance, so it's like I can't afford to blow it. So
They've been there for me when I needed them most.